Okay, welcome. So, if you have not seen my other videos, I suggest you watch those before you watch this, because this is our last lecture in this series for celestial mechanics and exoanthropological studies until further more. So the 12-dimensional reading protocol. We're going to go over clinical integration of all the previous modules, okay, from 101 all the way until 601. So I suggest you subscribe, like, and comment, and keep your girl in the algorithm to keep teaching you astrology for free. So in this, we'll just say you should definitely have a psychological stability certification, NHI non-interference clearance, demonstrated ability to maintain coherence under multidimensional load, and successful completions of modules 100 to 500. Alright, really quick. Okay, so welcome to the end. Yes, part 1. So for the past few modules, I have trained you guys in the full spectrum of advanced astrology using quantum metaphysics, which is the chart as wave function, observer effect, entanglement, multidimensional geometry, 4D aspect patterns, topological features, wormhole metrics, exoplanetary astrology, TRAPPIST-1 zodiac, CETI protocols, NHI communication, noospheric astrology, Earth's natal chart, collective consciousness, and planetary synastry, xenoarchaeology, Göbekli the Dogon, gray astrology, non-human intelligences. Alright, today we will go through integrating all of it. So a standard horoscope reads 3 dimensions, being signs, houses, and aspects, and it takes perhaps an hour to cast and interpret. An advanced horoscope reads 12 dimensions. It takes 3 to 5 days per client. It requires meditation, quantum entanglement measurement, noospheric coherence monitoring, and sometimes direct consultation with NHI intermediaries. It is the most demanding intellectual and spiritual practice ever developed by human consciousness, and now you're about to learn it. Some of you will now complete this training. The multidimensional load, the sheer volume of information, the necessity of holding multiple contradictory truths simultaneously will break some minds, and those who complete it will never read a chart the same way again. You will see not just a person, but a universe, a nexus of forces spanning dimensions, species, and timelines. So let us begin. So we have the 12 dimensions, comprehensive framework. Before we can even perform a 12D reading, we must understand what each dimension contributes. We think of it as a layered model. Each dimension is the lens through which we view the client. No single dimension tells the whole story. The truth emerges from the interference pattern between them. So our first dimension is the tropical zodiac, being seasonal Earth time, and this is the foundation. The chart you already know how to read, being the sun sign, moon sign, ascendant, houses, aspects. It essentially represents the client's relationship to Earth's seasonal cycles, to the solar year, to the rhythms of terrestrial life. But our key questions are: who is this person in Earth terms? What is their personality, their psychology? Their life path is shaped by Earth's specific sky. Now our second dimension is sidereal zodiac, fixed star positions, and this adjusts for precession, placing planets against the actual constellations. It reveals the client's relationship to the fixed stars, the eternal background against which all solar systems move. Our key questions are: what are the karmic inheritances from the fixed stars, and what ancient stories encoded in starlight are activated in this life? Our third dimension is the galactic center relationship. So the galactic center, if you're not familiar, it's 27 degrees Sagittarius. It's the heart of our galaxy, a supermassive black hole around which everything orbits. Its position relative to the client's planet reveals their relationship to the galactic whole. And what we would ask is, how does this individual connect to the center of our galaxy? Are they aligned with galactic purpose, or are they in tension with it? Alright. So our fourth dimension is local group interferences. The local group being our immediate galactic neighborhood, Andromeda, Triangulum, and the Magellanic Clouds, exerts subtle gravitational and energetic influences. These are like neighboring voices in the cosmic conversation. So what we ask, what influences from nearby galaxies affect this chart? Are there resonances with Andromeda, tensions with the Magellanic system? Next we have dimension 5, which is quantum probability states. So the chart has a wave function, not a fixed map, and at this level we consider all possible manifestations of each placement. All the timelines that could have been, all the futures that might yet be. And we ask which probabilities have been collapsed, which remain in superposition, and what is the client's relationship to their own unrealized potentials. Dimension 6 is noospheric coherence. The collective consciousness field. The client's chart is filtered through Earth's current noospheric state. Alright? We ask, how is the collective affecting this individual? Are they a node of coherence or a point of resistance? And what is their role in the noosphere? Next we have dimension 7, being NHI entanglement. So many humans are entangled with non-human intelligences through contact, through genetic heritage, through karmic connections across species lines, and this dimension maps those entanglements. We ask what NHI species are involved, what is the nature of the entanglement, is it conscious, unconscious, traumatic, benevolent? Dimension 8 is exoplanetary harmonics. Because distant star systems resonate with Earth's system through quantum entanglement and noospheric fields, TRAPPIST-1, Proxima Centauri, Sirius, their positions relative to Earth affect all charts. Which exoplanetary systems are in harmonic resonance with this chart, and what influences are they transmitting? Multidimensional topology, dimension 9, the 4D structure of the chart, wormholes, Mobius twists, braids, knots, the client's being as a topological object in hyperspace. And we ask, what is the shape of this soul? Where are the wormholes, the torsion points, the closed cycles that cannot be escaped? Dimension 10 is our past life karmic vectors, timelines that have already been collapsed, previous incarnations whose unresolved patterns carry forward. And these are not metaphorical, they are actual quantum residues affecting the present. What karmic patterns are being carried, which past lives are most active in this incarnation, and what needs resolution. Alright, dimension 11, future life probability clouds. Timelines not yet collapsed, possible future selves whose wave functions reach backward, influencing present choices. This is retrocausal astrology, the future shaping the past. We ask which future selves are most strongly influencing this client, what are they trying to communicate, and what futures are being prepared. And finally, we have dimension 12, the void, the unmanifest, the potential before potential, the emptiness from which all things emerge. This is not a dimension of information, but of pure possibility, the ground of being itself. So what lies beyond the chart, what cannot be known, and where does the soul touch the infinite? Next, let's look at the 12D reading protocol step by step. We're going to walk through the protocol step by step, and we're going to use my birth chart as an example. So we're going to obviously compress this. So for example, we go over our tropical baseline, which is usually where we begin with the tropical chart, which is also the Western chart. So of course we have our planets, and then we have our zodiac signs, and then we have our degrees, and then we have our houses. Alright? And the house numbers, I can't even do it. Alright, so essentially we break it down. So this is a person of profound sensitivity and collective orientation. Pisces stellium in the 11th house suggests identity dissolved in networks, friendships, aspirations. They are not a standalone individual, but a node in a larger field. Their creativity, communication, love, and revolutionary impulse all flow through collective channels. And then we continue onwards to the Vedic chart. And notice how things are different, because it went from Sun in Pisces to Sun in Aquarius, from Moon in Libra to Moon in Virgo, Mercury in Pisces to Mercury in Aquarius, etc., etc. Okay? So now Sun moves from Pisces to Aquarius. That identity shifts from dissolving into collective to structuring collective. And native doesn't just merge with groups, they help organize them. Alright, now we use the fixed star data provided, or fixed star layer, if you will. And this is because the fixed stars add specificity. Fomalhaut and the Nabalgiti, both in the 11th house, both systems, suggest this native's collective involvement has a spiritual karmic dimension. They are not just part of any group, they are part of groups with cosmic purpose. Alright. I do want to talk about the galactic center relationship. So the galactic center, of course, is at 27 degrees Sag, and we calculate its aspects to the native's planets. So, like, we can say possibly opposes the Gemini placements, because Saturn's at 26 degrees 58 Gemini, within 2 degrees of exact opposition. Saturn, structural limitation, directly opposite the galactic center. Square natives Pisces Aquarius placements, 27 degrees Sag, squares 27 degrees Pisces, none, and 27 degrees Aquarius. Neptune at 15 degrees, 55 Aquarius, not exact, but by sign. Conjuncts natives Pluto, Pluto at 24 degrees, 17 Sag, it's within 3 degrees of the galactic center, and Pluto at 0 degrees, 21 Sag. It's further, but still in the same sign. Alright, and we can still interpret this calculation by just saying, for example, like, in topological terms, this native's chart has a direct connection to the galactic core, a wormhole through which galactic energy flows into their personal manifold. They may not be consciously aware of this, but affects everything. Alright. Local group interferences. So the local group includes Andromeda, which is our largest galactic neighbor, the Triangulum, and the Magellanic Clouds, and their positions relative to the Earth create subtle influences. So Andromeda's galactic center is at approximately 12 degrees Pisces Vedic relative to our coordinate system, and this is significant for the native because Andromeda at 12 degrees Pisces approximately aligns with the native Sun at 8 degrees 09 Pisces and Venus at 0 degrees 02 Pisces, and creates a conjunction by sign between Andromeda and the native's identity love centers. Okay, so that's how we synthesize. So quantum probability states we enter the quantum realm and we consider the chart as a wave function, not a fixed map. So we identify the probability cloud for each planet in the range of possible manifestations. So, for example, we take Sun in Pisces and we use our probability cloud with it. And possible manifestations include a creative artist, where it's collapsed, spiritual seeker, collapsed, escapist addict, not collapsed yet, collective visionary, collapsed, boundaryless healer, partially collapsed, and so forth. So essentially the aspects narrow the possibilities. So Sun conjunct Venus, love, and Uranus revolution suggest the collective visionary and creative artist probabilities are most active. The escapist probability remains in superposition, available but not yet collapsed. Alright. So Moon in Libra, well, what is that? For example, it can manifest as a diplomatic peacemaker, indecisive people pleaser, relationship-focused healer, and conflict-avoided codependent. Okay? And I also have Moon square Mars and trine Neptune, and that suggests the peacemaker and healer probabilities are active, with the indecisive probability lurking in the background. Native has already collapsed certain probability through life choices, others remain available. The reading helps them see which probabilities they might want to collapse next. Alright? Now, I won't go through that. We can do this. This is pretty fun. NHI entanglement, where we map non-human entanglements, like using the fixed stars and the placements, we identified potential NHI connections. And for example, like Fomalhaut at 3 degrees 55 Pisces Aquarius, associated with contact and with beings from the Fomalhaut system, a young hot star with a debris disk that may harbor life. And then Denis Balagidi at 23 degrees 36 Aquarius, associated with structured contact and with beings who observe protocol. The galactic center alignment with Pluto suggests entanglement with beings who monitor galactic evolution. Alright? Just joking about which type of alien I am, whether I'm a gray entanglement, likely from the Zeta Reticuli network. The strong Aquarius placements, especially Venus and Uranus in Aquarius, signatures with great contact, and this may manifest as missing time, strange dreams, or unexplained technological aptitudes. Sirian connection through Fomalhaut, which is linked to Sirius in some traditions. The Dogon would recognize this native as having total energy, dense, hidden, and powerful. Possible Nomo resonance. The Pisces placement suggests aquatic boundary dissolving connections. The Nomo, amphibious beings from Sirius, might be involved. The native is not aware of these entanglements consciously, but at the noospheric level they are in constant contact. Their dreams, intuitions, sudden insights, many come from NHI sources. Alright. You have our exoplanetary harmonics, where we consider distant star systems using the exozodiac protocol from the lecture 301, which I already did. We calculate resonances with TRAPPIST-1 system, and at the native's birth, TRAPPIST-1's position relative to Earth was approximately 0 degrees Aries by current coordinates, and this squares the native's Cancer placements, Saturn, and opposes Libra placements, Moon, Jupiter, and also, I don't know, we can mention this because it doesn't get mentioned enough, so I'll make another video on this. Vertex. Tense aspects suggesting the native's emotional and structural nature is in friction with the TRAPPIST-1 system. Then we mention the Proxima Centauri system. So Proxima's position at birth is approximately 2 degrees Pisces, closely conjunct native's Venus at 0 degrees 02 Pisces. And then the Sirius system, Sirius at 14 degrees Cancer, approximately opposes the native's Mars in Capricorn, squares the native's Libra placements. Let's do multi-dimensional topology, where we map the 4D structure, the Pisces braid. So we know that I have Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus in Pisces, and it creates a 4-strand braid in hyperspace. Now these strands are loosely twisted, allowing separation but always pulling back together, and this braid is the native's core topological feature. Okay? This is really, really awesome. But I don't want to take too much time on this video because I have so much time on other videos. But if we just look at past life karmic vectors, because I heavily believe in reincarnation, we examine karmic residues from previous incarnations. So like using Ketu, which is the past life indicator, and Saturn, which is the karmic teacher. So I have Ketu in Libra, and I have Aries in the first house, or Ketu's in the 6th house. So Ketu in Libra in the 6th house suggests past lives focus on relationships, service, and harmony. Overdevelop these qualities, losing the self and others. And in my Vedic astrology, Ketu's replaced in Aries in the 1st house and suggests past lives focus on self-assertion, individuality, leadership, but in a way that created karmic debt. So the apparent contradiction resolves when we consider multiple past life strands. Like one past life thread being service-oriented, relationship-focused, maybe a healer, counselor, or diplomat, over-identified with helping others. Another is another past life thread, like warrior-like, individualistic, maybe a leader or pioneer, over-identified with self-assertion. And I carry both karmic residues. I must learn to integrate the self and other, to serve without losing self, and to assert without harming others, right? And I also have Saturn in Cancer in the 3rd house, in both the Western and Vedic. But this is right here, generational karma, and I've talked about this in my other videos. Like you can see in your chart, generational and ancestral wounds. Okay? So Saturn in Cancer, which is also debilitated in its fall. It suggests past life karma around the family, emotional expression, nurturance. In the third house of communication and siblings, this manifests as difficulty expressing feelings, especially within family contexts. Alright, I have karmic work to do around emotional communication. I've been silent when I should have spoken, spoken when I should have been silent, and this lifetime offers opportunities to find balance. It's a pretty hard placement to have with Saturn in the third house specifically, but hey, it is what it is. What do you do? So now we look at, we're almost finished here actually, because we'll actually have a few different things to go over. Alright, I don't want to rush myself either. So what we'll do is go over the future life probability clouds really quick, and what that looks like. So we consider retrocausal influences like future selves reaching backward, using Rahu, which is just the north node of the moon, and the future direction in Uranus sudden change. So Rahu in Aries in the 12th house, and Aries in the Vedic first house. Alright, so Rahu shows the direction of the soul evolution and the probabilities toward which the native is moving. In both systems, Rahu is in Aries through different houses, and this suggests the native's future self is more individuated, more assertive, more pioneering than their current self. And I've talked about this in my other videos if you don't know what planetary progressions are. Specifically the sun and the moon being progressed. So you know how I have sun, we'll just try to do this in Pisces, but a progressed sun in Pisces is what? Well, you're starting all the way back at the beginning of your life, Aries, because we went from the 12th zodiac sign to the first zodiac sign. Okay, so we look at a future self probability cloud, like version A and B, spiritual warrior, leading others through courage and example. That's the 12th house influence, spiritual solitary, and a self-actualized individual, fully expressed, no longer hiding. The first house influence, personal and visible. I beg to differ, it's going to be both. You know, people will love you and hate you. I don't even know what that was supposed to be. I was trying to do a heart. It's really funny. Let's talk about Uranus and Pisces really quick. So Uranus is the planet of sudden change, and in Pisces, it's dissolution, right? It suggests the future self may arrive through sudden dissolution of boundaries, breakthrough experience, a spiritual emergency, and unexpected contact. And the future is not fixed. Multiple versions of themselves are competing to manifest. Choices now determine which future self becomes real. Alright? We all manifest our reality. That's the thing. So now, yeah, I think we're good. Alright, I think I'm going to leave off here. I'll say the cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself. And now with the 12th dimensional protocol, we are a way for the universe to know itself more fully. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, like, and comment. And I will see you in my next one talking more astrology.